A very good morning, dear students. Welcome to e-learning classes of Sacred Hearts of subject Business Studies. Dear students, in the previous lecture of Business Studies, we have discussed about the concept of business, definition of business, and the characteristics or the nature of business, in which we have discussed about that it is an economic activity, production or procurement of goods, sales or exchange for the human satisfaction, dealing on the goods and services on the regular basis, profit earning, and so on. Dear students, today in our lecture we are going to discuss about the next topic, that is the multiple objectives of business. So, initially, we will discuss what is the meaning of objectives. So, objectives are the end towards which the activities of the business are directed. वो end destination जिसके लिए किसी भी activity को execute करते हैं, that are known as the objectives. If we talk about the business objectives, then the businessman always has multiple objectives. They cannot follow only one single objective. क्या करते हैं जो businessman होते हैं, they generally have the multiple objectives and they used to fulfill them simultaneously. What are the different elements of business objectives? If we talk about the elements of business objectives, then we can find out that there are economic objectives, social objectives, and human or personal objective. Initially, we will discuss about the economic objectives. Economic objectives are the most important objectives of the business, as the business is an economic activity, and there are some elements of the economic objectives. The first one is the survival. So what is the basic purpose of every business? It is to survive. Initially the very basic purpose is to survive and exist in the market. सबसे पहले क्या करें, मार्केट में सर्वाइव करें और मार्केट में एग्जिस्ट कर सकें. Second one, the profit. The most important objective of every organization is earning the adequate amount of profit. Adequate amount of profit means sufficient amount of profit as proportionate to the amount of capital. Profit is essential for survival, growth and expansion of the business. अगर profit नहीं है तो ना growth हो सकता है, ना survival हो सकता है, ना expansion, कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता. ठीक है. The third one, that is the growth. So, the business organization must grow and expand their activities. Once the business survived, once we are earning the adequate amount of profit, now the next chronology comes, that is the growth. The businessman or the growth of a particular business or the success of the business is considered out of the elements like sales, number of branches, number of products, number of employees, etc. तो इनसे growth का क्या मिलता है, indication मिलता है. These three are the elements of the economic objective. Now there come the second objective. These are the social objectives. If we talk about the social objective, then basically these are associated with the society in which the business is dealing. So the very first is supply of desired quality of products. Every of the customer prefers to have the good quality product or the satisfactory quality product at the reasonable price. So a businessman must try to provide the reasonable prices and the satisfactory quality of the particular product to the customers. As we all know that today's customer is very wise, very economical, so he always make a comparison between the quality as well as the money he or she is paying. The second one, avoidance of unfair trade practices. Unfair trade practices कौन सी होती हैं बेटा? जैसे जो भी हमारी एंटी सोशल एक्टिविटीज़ हो गई, जैसे कि क्या हो गया, ब्लैक मार्केटिंग हो गया, एडल्ट्रेशन हो गया, होर्डिंग हो गया, ओवर चार्जिंग हो गया, है ना. ब्लैक मार्केटिंग क्या है? व्हेन अवेलेबल यू आर नॉट saying that it is available, you are just having it with yourself and just selling at the higher prices. Adulteration क्या हो गया, जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं मिलावट. होर्डिंग क्या है? अपने पास गुड्स को unnecessary स्टॉक करके रखना, ओवर चार्जिंग, एक्स्ट्रा अमाउंट्स को पे करना. ऑल दीज आर द एलिमेंट्स ऑफ द अनफेयर ट्रेड प्रैक्टिसेस, and these activities must be avoided as no society is going to accept these type of practices. The next one, that is the employment generation. If we talk about the developing countries like India, so unemployment is one of the major economic problem as well as social problem. सो द बिजनेसमैन मस्ट क्रिएट एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज़. जो बिजनेसमैन हैं उनको एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ क्रिएट करनी चाहिए ताकि ये जो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट की प्रॉब्लम है वो सॉल्व हो सके. एंड इफ देर विल बी एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन, बट ऑब्वियसली देर विल बी द हायर अमाउंट ऑफ इनकम जनरेशन इन द सोसाइटी, एंड अल्टीमेटली इट विल गोइंग टू बेनिफिट द बिजनेसमैन बिकॉज द डिमांड विल ऑल्सो boost up. Next, social services. What are the social services? The services that are meant for the charity purpose, for the helping purpose, not for earning the profit. That is the social services. So the large business houses undertake the various projects of community services. बहुत से जो बड़े houses हैं, big houses होते हैं, they enter in the community services such as the charitable hospital. They are running charitable hospital. They are running a charitable school or dispensary, medical facilities, transport facilities, etc. If a particular businessman or a business participate in social service activities, then his reputation used to increase in the market among the customers as well as among the government, among the investors as well as. Next one is the avoidance of pollution. We can say that whatever the amount of pollution is increasing in the environment, the major source is the business houses. So these business houses must be very cautious and careful, and they must adopt the environment friendly techniques, and they must adopt the techniques which can lead to the minimum amount of pollution. These are the social objectives. Now the third and the last one, that is the human or the personal objectives. These objectives are basically associated with the employees, and employees are one of the most valuable resource that contribute in the success of business. तो common objectives कौन से हैं? Human objective या फिर personal objective? जैसे providing good working condition हो गया, payment of competitive and satisfactory wages and salaries हो गया, personal growth and development of employees, peer recognition and respect, and providing the social benefits जैसे कि housing facility दे दी, medical facility, free education to the children, etc. So this is all about the multiple objectives of the business, in which we have discussed about the economic objectives, in which we have discussed survival, profit, growth. Thereafter social objectives जिसमें हमने बात करी थी supply of desired quality products, avoidance of unfair trade practices, employment generation, community service, and avoidance of pollution. And the last one, that is the personal services जिसमें हमने देखा good working condition, competitive salary, personal growth, peer recognition, and different special and social benefits. This is all about today. God bless you and lots of love.